Hi, it's me, and I wanted to make a video detailing how exactly I lost the weight I did. Now, you might be wondering, why is this chubby girl in my face telling me how to lose weight? Well, that's because I used to be a lot heavier than I am now. Pushing 200 pounds right now. I used to be well over 300. I'll throw up a chart right now of my weight at this point. Well, actually, I started logging this after I lost some weight. I had already lost weight, but I've been doing this, keeping track of my weight, for a long time. Each 222 there is a year. I first started logging in February 22nd of 2011. So each 222 is a year. So it's been kind of like a downward trend for a long time now. I want to say at this point, I am not a doctor at all. Please consult a doctor before you do anything. And I also want to say this advice is mostly for people that have a lot of weight to lose. I used to be very obese, like well over 300 pounds. I'm 5'9", you know. I was big. So, this is for probably best suited for a large person. How did I lose the weight I did? That basically 3 different ways. The first way was the first thing I was doing was the first thing I ever did. When I was like in high school, my first diet ever was low carb, Atkins diet. Basically a low carb, high fat diet. Otherwise known as keto, but I, you know, back then it was Atkins. I was low carb for a long time. I was low carb. In high school I lost like 50 or so pounds doing it, which I gained back after I started eating carbs again. After that, like when I started exercising and stuff, that's when there's a really big plummet in my weight in the chart. I was running, I was crossfitting, I was eating paleo. So paleo is basically like a low carb, high fat diet, though it's a little more strict. Paleo, you're not eating like dairy at all. I still don't have dairy. There's no dairy, there's no certain oils. I forget which oils. There's yeah, the second thing was paleo, and that's when I was losing the most weight, if you want to take note. The third thing I was doing is what I'm doing now, like a low carb or low fat, high carb vegan diet. And I started doing that because I was going crazy and I was missing carbs. Because paleo is basically a low carb diet. So I was literally having dreams about rice, and I heard about something called a high carb diet. Really only works if you're vegan. If you know, at that point I had already cut out dairy, so I was like, well, might as well cut out meat. So it was actually very easy for me to switch to a vegan plan. And I'll admit at this point, when I first started eating vegan, it was not for ethical reasons at all. I also want to get into how exercise plays into all this. If you have a lot of weight to lose, you gotta exercise, blah blah blah. I'll tell you that I did exercise for the bulk of it. See, now I'm like disabled. You guys can't tell because I'm like sitting in these videos, but I can't run anymore. And I lost more weight while I was exercising. And why is that? Alright, well, this is... I should have made notes for this part so it's not rambling. Basically, what do I think actually really works for weight loss? What is what's the key driver? What's the, what works? I think it's, I hate to say it, but I think it's calories in, calories out. Even if you're messing with your macros like I was, like high carb, low carb, blah blah blah, it's still, to me, it boils down to calories. Because if you're eating a low carb diet, then you're cutting out a lot of calories because you're not eating the bread and stuff. If you're eating a high carb diet, you're still cutting out calories because you're not eating fat, you're not eating any oils, you're like cutting something out. So I think I was probably in a calorie deficit for a long time. Even all that time, I thought I was just messing with my macros. I think what it boils down to is calories in, calories out. Meaning consuming less calories than you expend. Which I know isn't fun. People don't like to hear that. People like to hear about a magic diet or pill. And more than that, people want to hear about a particular food, or like something they can blame weight gain on. Like, oh, it's sugar. Sugar's bad. Oh no, it's fat. Yeah, fat's bad. No, it's the I don't know, whatever people want to blame. Corn. Yeah, corn makes you fat. Nah, it's calories in, calories out. I think it's the whole diet that needs to be considered. So if you're eating, even if let's say you're eating vegan, you can still gain weight. I mean, you could eat too much peanut butter easily. You could eat, it just boils down to calories in, calories out for me, when I think back on it. So if when I was exercising, that helped because you're expending more calories. Then I'm going to go off into the deep end right now, if you don't mind. So, I'll use myself as an example here. So as it is now, with my current height and weight, I expend about 2,100 calories a day. So, if I wanted to lose more weight, then I obviously haven't. If I wanted to lose more weight, I have to eat less than that. Or I could exercise and burn more than 2,100 calories a day. Or I could do a little bit of both. You know what I mean? That's how exercise helps. It's not like you have to exercise to lose weight. I didn't start exercising until I had already lost some weight. You think I could go running 3 miles and go to CrossFit 330 pounds? No. I lost a bunch of weight, then I started exercising. I followed a plan. I think that was key for me. I followed a plan. You know, it's not like, you know what, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna try. And then I'm gonna try, hopefully I'll lose weight. That didn't work for me. I had a plan. Like, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. Period. Because for me, losing weight is very deliberate. I was either behind it or I wasn't. Every meal, I'm either helping myself lose weight right now or I'm not. Alright, I don't know. It stopped recording. I don't know, guys. I hope I don't sound like I'm like telling you what to do. I'm not. I'm just saying that, you know, I either had to be behind it or I'm not. Losing weight is hard. Or for me it wasn't easy. So it was like, I either had to get behind it or not. You know, it's hard to be like, I kind of want to lose weight, maybe I should lose weight, so maybe I'll try this and hopefully, and nah, that didn't work for me. I had to full-fledged decide I wanted to do this and full-fledged get behind the plan. And it's kind of like, yeah, I gotta get behind it because it's hard and it never became easy. I remember losing weight or wanting to lose weight and reading those like magazines, you know, they have like a weight loss story, and there was always like a pinnacle moment for them, like, oh, they had this really embarrassing moment at a restaurant or at a amusement park or something, like a thing broke or they didn't fit in the thing and that did it for them. They couldn't buckle the seatbelt, so they decided to buckle in and lose the weight, and that never happened for me. I never had a pinnacle moment like that. I just had to decide it was what I wanted to do, and I did it. I don't know, I just did it. And I'm not saying it's easy being like, oh, I just did it. Actually, it's the opposite. It's very hard, and for me, it was never easy. It's not like there was ever a moment that I was like, wow, I'm on autopilot and this is easy now. Nah, that never happened for me. It was always hard. It's always hard to not eat the thing. Or to not whatever. Very hard. So, I hope this is helpful. This is the most concise video I've made about it. So, good luck.